Hello, Charles Scoville here, and what I want to do is educate you on what exactly we have done with AdHitProfits to ensure full clarity and transparency so you can fully recognize and understand what has truly happened with restoring your account balances. Because there's a lot of people who are spreading false ideas, and I want to make sure that you know what has happened. Because I believe that you are most important. You need to really know what has happened so that you can actually help tell the people who are misinformed, there's some misunderstanding, that they haven't taken time to really evaluate what has really been done here. That's what I really want to do, is make sure that you can now rise up and become a leader and help educate what's gone on. So first of all, I want to reiterate that all of the ad packs on the account have remained. None of them were removed. No ad packs were removed. All ad packs remained. Now the ad pack earnings were flushed clear. That's what has happened. Why were they flushed? It's because $67.5 million in fraudulent funds were in those packs. We had to make sure to remove all of the fraud funds from the system. We had to, because they weren't real money. You know, I mean, we did have those funds in the Solid Trust Pay account for a few hours until we were able to communicate with Solid Trust Pay to say, hey, look, this was fraudulent, it looks like. And they said, yep, it is. And they reversed that, reversed all the payouts that were associated with that. We had to close down the site to basically rebuild from what had happened, and lots of different strategies were put into place. None of them worked. This one was the most clean, fair, and accurate way that we could possibly come up with to rebuild after such a bomb was dropped on AdHitProfits. Okay? And it's true. This is like an atomic bomb being dropped on a revenue share. And so we're cleaning up. We've cleaned up, and we've rebuilt the best that we possibly can, and I want to reiterate that. And it's important that we all recognize and work together on this. So how did we rebuild? We took all of the account purchases. How come? Why? Because we know that those account purchases came from earnings on your account. Your account balance could only have increased because of earnings, actual real earnings. And then we also took withdrawals. Again, the reason why is because withdrawals could only come from real, actual earnings on your account. Now, the only way that we could really know which of these earnings actually came from ad packs is if we subtracted out the commissions. Because these are commissions, commissions are commissions, they are not ad pack earnings. And we wanted to make sure to place back into the ad packs only the earnings that were from ad pack earnings. Okay? So we took all of those account balance purchases, all of the withdrawals, added them together, subtracted from that amount the commissions, and then we took that amount and placed them into the shares, one at a time. So we filled up one ad pack to the 5625 and then moved on to the next and filled that one to 5625 until we had come to the end of the amount from all of these purchases added together. Okay, so whatever that amount of anything that came in through the shares that were actual cashed out in purchases, those were now placed right back into the shares. Okay. Now some people have recognized that they have less active ad shares than before, and that's because there were many ad shares that were in the system that were maybe close to 5625, or maybe they were lower than 5625, but whatever that amount was, we filled them up. And now what you've got are a number of shares that have maybe just a couple of dollars on them. So your earning potential has remained exactly the same. Your earning potential from the shares has remained exactly the same. Now we knew also that before this event, before we were basically bombed by $67.5 million in fraudulent funds, we knew that members had real money on their accounts. That there were balances on the accounts that were not from purchases or withdrawals. They were just sitting there, ready to be withdrawn or ready to make an account purchase. Now, what we did is the best thing that I think we could possibly have done is we took all of the amounts from the member account balances, added them all together. Okay, so we added together all of the amount that were in all members' accounts, and then we went to the processors and then added together the amounts that were in the processors and subtracted what all of the member account balances were, and then shared that amount remaining with all ad packs. So your account balance might be a little bit different than what you had seen before. All of your ad packs are still on the account. Some of them might have been completed out, filled up because of this systematic placement of funds. But then when we took this amount of revenue that was remaining in the processors, we knew that that was an amount added up all together of what was on all of the member accounts. Now, because of this whole bomb being dropped on the system, there is no way for us to know exactly how much was on your specific account. There is just absolutely no way to know exactly how much was legitimately on your account before this has happened. And so the only fair way that I could come up with is to take this amount that was remaining in the processors, is to share and disperse that evenly with every member, with every single share. That was the only way that I could come up with. So everybody received a portion of that remaining amount. So I know that there are some members that received a little bit more on their account balances than what they had before this event, and I also know that there are some members that have some less. But I want to reassure you that your earning potential has remained exactly the same. The amount that we have applied towards your ad pack earnings have come only from the evidences of what was actually purchased from your account balance and the withdrawals minus the commissions. So absolutely what you've got on your shares has been backed up by actual funds that were either purchased, withdrawals, or actual funds that are in the processors. So the great thing about this is we are completely sustained with real legitimate funds within the processors. So as you withdraw today or tomorrow or any time in the future for years and years to come, when you withdraw, those funds will actually be there. So unlike other programs out there that are placing money on your account and you are happy and then you go and withdraw and you wait days, weeks, months, or maybe never get paid, with AdHitProfits, you're going to get paid either instantly or within 12 to 24 hours or less because the funds are actually really there. Okay? Now there are some security features that have been built into the system to make sure this doesn't happen again, such as the ad shares. We will only disperse the funds to the shares after 24 hours. This gives us time to be able to evaluate and review any payments that come into the system to ensure that they're not fraudulent. So that if something like this happens again, instead of having a few minutes or 30 minutes to catch it, we'll have a full day to be able to catch it and make sure that fraudulent funds are not shared and dispersed with you and everyone else. We've also made sure that as people are withdrawing, that to make sure that these types of things don't happen and hackers don't have access to the system, or that they will not want to use our system as much as they had before, anyone who signs up will have to wait 7 days before withdrawing. And each time that you withdraw, you will be able to withdraw instantly to Solid Trust Pay at this time. And with Easy Bonds, you'll receive that money within 12 to 24 hours, usually less though. And the thing that I want to clarify for you is someone coming in with fraudulent funds, they can come in and make that purchase, and sometimes they will want to immediately withdraw those earnings, commissions. But in this case, now, they have to now wait 7 days. And we'll be able to catch those and make sure that they're not robbing us, robbing you. Also, if somebody was to hack your account, they won't be able to withdraw your funds, because after you withdraw, there's a 7-day wait before you can withdraw again. So there's a lot of additional security being added into AdHitProfits in addition to what I've just said. that I'm not going to be talking about because I don't want to give the hackers any knowledge of what systems have been built in to ensure your safety and security. But I want you to be fully aware that all ad packs are truly on your account. Every single purchased ad pack is truly still on your account. It is truly there. Every ad pack. And I know there's a lot of people spreading around that they've had some ad packs removed. That's absolutely false. The truth is, we flushed those ad pack earnings, we added up all of the earnings together, placed them into the shares systematically, and then redistributed all of the remaining funds in the processors to all member accounts, which I believe is the most fair and as close to accurate way that we could possibly do to bring your balance back to the closest possible amount that it was before this particular attack. So thank you very much for the time that you've placed into watching this video. I want you to share and spread this information to those who need it, because I know there's a lot of people who truly don't understand what has gone on, and they truly don't understand that this recovery is really a smart way to do it. And I think that you'll agree that when you understand how all of this works and what has really gone on with your account, that things are really good. And knowing that every single bit of your earnings is really in the processors is also a really great advantage and a really great selling point for AdHitProfits, especially since there are so many different opportunities out there that don't have those funds in there. So thank you for your time watching this video, and thanks for being AdHitProfits. And again, get this out to as many people as you can who are struggling with understanding how this works. And let's make AdHitProfits the best it can possibly be and be number one in the industry.